Vikings 49ers to me. When I look at the Vikings 49ers game, first I see a Vikings team that is basically one loss away from knowing this is not their year. It's not going to happen. You know, they only have 2 wins so far this year. And, you know, they're at least going to have to win enough games to get back up to 500 to be available for a wild card spot. When I look at the 49ers, they got punched in the mouth last week. Now, I think a lot of people would say that they still should have won that game. And a lot of people would say that the 49ers, quite honestly, were cheated out of that game. There were 2 calls at the end. But I think anybody who would say that didn't watch the whole game. There were bad play calls
a lot of penalties
all game long.
They were just throwing that flag.
Those referees,
they were playing.
I saw a play call where the 49ers member got the penalty and they called it on the Browns. And then they And then they quoted the 49er member's number. And like that number wasn't even on the field for the Browns.
Then the ref apologized.
They were absolutely horrible. And so there were a lot of things, and I heard a lot of people say, you know, 49ers, they got injuries in the middle of the game, and I understand that. But, you know, the Browns, they didn't have their number one lineman. They didn't have Njoku. They didn't have
missing
Watson.
2 offensive linemen. No Joe Bitonio.
And they're trying to do this whole thing without Nick Chubb, which is freaking amazing, quite honestly. It would be equivalent to San Francisco trying to do this whole thing without CMC. But I think they're reeling a little bit. I don't know if Christian McCaffrey is going to make it back before this week. I don't know if Deebo Samuels is going to make it back. I feel a little bit less likely that he's going to make it back before this week. I can tell you from watching that game on Sunday that it was a brutal game. Like, people were bleeding all over the place. Like, it was a physical game. And I would not be shocked if the Vikings pull off an upset. I've been saying it all year. I really still like the Vikings. I really like Madsen. I think he's a starting caliber running back. I really like this rookie Addison that they got. You know, I think it's going to depend a lot on if who wins the turnover battle, basically. And if San Francisco can get these guys back. If Trent Williams is okay. Because, you know, like I know, like sometimes a player will get hurt during the game.
I was going to mess that man up.
And they'll play through that hurt. They'll play through that pain. But then when you get off the field, like it'll swell up or, you know. So I think that's really going to depend. But regardless, if they would stumble here, which I think that would be my upset of the week, regardless of if that happens, I'm still thinking that the 49ers are going to rebound at some point. And they're going to dominate. I don't see anybody in the NFC beating this team. I don't really see anybody in the AFC beating the 49ers. Even if the Browns, and that sounds crazy to say because we're Browns fans and they've been terrible for so long, would make it to a Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers, and I'm a crazy Browns fan, I still pick the 49ers to win that game. They're just too dominant.
You see Myles Garrett coming off. Like, he didn't get any sacks. But he was coming off.
Yeah, but you got to remember, like, Miles is about 10 years younger than Trent Williams.
Yeah, but he's getting double teamed. Trent Williams is getting help. It was crazy out there.
Yeah.
You got a Hall of Famer getting help. I don't. That's craziness out there. Myles Garrett is a monster out there.